So thank you for all who are watching. I'm about to get started here with a attempt to 100% 15 mainline Super Mario console games, starting with the 5 that are included on this package right here, and then we'll be moving on to the 3D games from there. But with that being said, I'm going to play through them all. I'm going to start off with this, Super Mario Brothers, the original on the NES. We'll then go to Super Mario Brothers Lost Levels, which can be found on the All-Stars cart right that I'll also be playing on right now. You have Super Mario Brothers 2, released for the NES. Super Mario Brothers 3, also released for the NES. And then series went over to the Super Nintendo. I'll be taking on Super Mario World after that. Then it'll be the first 3D game, Super Mario 64. We'll follow that one. That'll be a 120-star run. Same goes with Super Mario Sunshine, which I'm expecting to be the game that gives me the most trouble of anyone here. Then we'll go into Super Mario Galaxy for the Nintendo Wii. Very fun game, a favorite of mine. Then we got New Super Mario Brothers Wii, the first 2D game released for a console since those ones in the early 90s. Then we got Super Mario Galaxy 2, the last one for the Wii. And this probably features the singular hardest level that I will have to get through in the perfect run. I don't know how the hell I'm going to be able to do that. But then after that, we'll have New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Luigi U. I have the copy that includes both of them. They're essentially the same game, but New Super Luigi U is much more difficult. You only have 100 seconds to complete all the levels. It's very fast-paced. After that, it'll be Super Mario 3D World, a favorite of mine. I decided not to include Bowser's Fury in this. I will just be playing it on the Wii U. And I'm also not going to do the thing where you beat the game all the way through with every character. This is already going to take me like 3 years to do, so it's going to be a once through with that one. And then after that, we'll finally get to the Nintendo Switch, where we'll have Super Mario Odyssey, and then Super Mario Bros. Wonder, the most recent game released in the series. It's not lost on me that by the time I finish this, or even get close to finishing it, that we're probably going to have another Super Mario game to add to this list. But that wouldn't be a bad thing. So we'll just see how this goes, but we're about to get started with Super Mario Brothers, the original, which is an amazing game. Played it a ton as a kid. 3 was always my favorite, but 1 was certainly the definitive second place option for me as a kid. Just so much fun, obviously set the tone for the series in so many ways. Still includes so many cool Easter eggs and secrets along the way, despite how limited it was. And also, despite the SNES version not being the best to control, I think what it did to the game graphically is great. This game looks fantastic on the SNES, so they at least did that. This is like the best OG remaster that you're gonna find. Like, remasters all started here, I feel like, with Super Mario All-Stars. Like, these were incredible ground-up remakes of the game for the time being. So, I can't say enough about how much I love this compilation, and happy to get started with it. So, here we go. First, Super Mario. First game of 15. If I died there, that would have been very funny. I was kind of expecting to. And of course, this is just about the most iconic level in video game history, so much so that you can find it on my wedding ring, which I can show to the camera for anybody interested afterwards. But yeah, this is where it all started for sure. And I think the coolest part about this level and hearing the developers talk about it is, you know, it's a tutorial without explicitly telling you everything that you need to do. You know, it introduces you to the basic items of the game, tells you that you need to jump, stop on enemies and kill them, that you just can't run into them unless you do that. A lot of, you know, just basic things that, especially at the time in 1985, you know, it would be 40 years next month that this game, you know, will have been out in the United States. Video games were just quite unfamiliar then. It was a lot more of a niche art form. Of course, the video game crash in 1983 kind of made it seem like that was it for the industry, and it was this game that brought it all back. So it's always fun to revisit, and you obviously can't put it in the same level that a lot of the later games in the series are. In terms of just how great it is and how fun it is to play. It's still so fun to revisit, and so cool to see the building blocks of the platforming genre. So always happy to go back to these games. Just a big comfort zone for me. I feel like a lot of people across generations at this point grew up on Mario with it being 40 years old. So pretty cool stuff. And of course, today is also the 29-year anniversary of the release of Super Mario 64 and the Nintendo 64 as a console. So, a big day in video game history for sure. That was a game that pretty much changed how everything runs with 3D games. I think especially when you look at games that aren't even anywhere in the same genre, like Grand Theft Auto 3, for example, really using the blueprint that Mario 64 and of course later on Ocarina of Time offered as great expansive ways to offer a player a new way to explore a game, and it's of course only gotten more innovative and expansive since then. But it's just wild that this is what it all started with. Skipping the warp there will not be warping during this playthrough. You got it, man. That makes sense. I had some neighbors blasting music, so it was kind of a battle in that regard too. But I think we're good now. I don't think I hear it. And that right there is, of course, really the most unforgiving part of Mario 1 is, you can have a fire flower, and unlike in the later games where you get hit and then you just go back to being big, you go instantly to small, so no matter what, you only have one extra hit of protection in this game, which does make it difficult for sure. You can't make too many mistakes when playing through this game, even when you have the ability to save. And like right there, I obviously would have liked to get the power up there, but didn't time my jump the best, and then I'm left just sometimes you just gotta accept that you gotta go for it small. I feel like this world is really where it starts to, you just see how much they were able to do with the remake and adding some theming to these levels. This is kind of like a springtime look, and you have some snow levels, some fall levels later on in this game. Oh, asshole. And then that's another thing that, in the later Mario games, if you get hit, after you had already knocked up an item block to get an item, even if you went back to small, you could still get like a fire flower or ice flower, but even though it appears as a fire flower, because I got hit, I only go back up to big. It is just difficult to kind of gain momentum on some of these jumps, particularly in this version of the game. Yo, Alex, what's up, man? I was wondering who the Cocoa Puff was. That makes sense. I'm more of a Reese's Puff person, honestly, but you can't go wrong packing a bowl of any fine breakfast cereal. Another interesting thing about this game is the second and seventh worlds are in a lot of ways like basically identical. You just have like a few more enemies in the seventh world versions of these levels, and you know, once you get there, they don't really feel significantly harder than these do. And so I do feel like this game kind of has like an uneven difficulty progression at times. Like I feel like the World 6 levels will give me more trouble a lot of times. Oh yeah, I mean that's trying to showcase the mastery in all of its forms here. You know, and I'm able to at least look hopefully somewhat competent through most of this game, but you know, that'll stop with the lost levels for sure. Oh, what? I was standing on top of the Jagoff. That is... yeah, like right there. Recognized it there. I'm kind of surprised the fireball didn't come up there. I thought that was an ill-advised jump. Here, this is a soft way of doing it. I can obviously just beat him, but I can also bait him to come up this far and hopefully strike him enough times with this. Maybe I should just stop fucking around. You still hear the game volume anywhere? That's... That must be an issue on here then. Because I turned it all the way down on my TV to make sure it wasn't coming through via my mic. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I see it was... Is this better now? I think I found the meter for it and turned it down so it's lower than the other things. Hopefully that makes it a bit better. Says obviously my first time doing this, and it shows I'm not the most adept with setting all this shit up. Okay, that's good. As long as it's you know, passable, at least it can go for now. I realized it was turned all the way up on the software I'm using for it. No, I appreciate it. It's I was figuring that there would be plenty of hiccups with me trying to do this. And what's nice about the SNES, and a big reason why I'm streaming the All-Star, probably, really the reason I'm streaming the All-Stars versions of these games, is because you actually get two outputs on the SNES. It has the radio frequency one for you to hook up into like the coax, but it still has the AV output that has the same cords that are used for the N64 and the GameCube. So I'm able to hook up the coax output to my CRT, and then I have a like an RCA to HDMI adapter that I use to get it on my capture card. So it is a nice setup. It is cool that you had some of those systems that were in between eras that have two outputs. The Xbox 360 and PS3 are the same. Okay, dope. Glad it's better. I know I'm just rambling on about random bullshit during these levels. Disregard. This is a very fun level to play with a fire flower. There's really nothing going on. You just run into a bunch of enemies that are on the ground. Yeah. I mean, I do kind of feel like some of the levels in the previous world were a bit tougher. Gonna try and stock up on some coins here. I know, the Nintendo dork in me certainly never left, but I wasn't like universally Nintendo as a kid either. I still loved Crash and Spyro, still love them to this day. I played Crash Warped just a few hours ago. Those are still some of my favorite games, but always had the Nintendo systems around, and I do feel like I do hold the first party titles in an especially high regard. I just feel like they always do an excellent job with them and have over the years. And that hasn't changed. But I feel like at the same time, you do see a lot of like spin-off titles, especially in the Mario series, that are just so clearly half-assed and, could have had a lot more to them. I mean, I wouldn't include like any Mario Kart games in that, but some of these Mario sports games, it's just like you could have done so much more. It was clearly, just a ploy to try to get some extra holiday sales or something like that. But with the mainline games, I feel like I was talking to Alex about this the other day. Like I feel like they don't really screw that up. They make sure that it's an AAA experience without it really being of the same kind of atmosphere that you see a lot of times on Xbox or PlayStation or computer. So, this castle isn't too bad. The next one is the first of, I guess, 3 in the game. I always forget that 8-4. Yeah, I just kind of view 8-4 as its own kind of beast in a way, but one of 3 castles in the game in World 4 that, oh shit, piss off. What was I saying? That have the setup where you have to pick the correct route, and if not, you have to go back to the beginning. So, it did take me a while to get those memorized on here. Big pain in the ass regarding this game for sure, if you don't know. This one's just got 8. This one's for sure the shortest in the series. Just 8 worlds of 4 levels each. At the end of the game, it does say that you can complete a more difficult quest, but that quest is just the same exact game. It just adds, I think, a few more enemies, and it replaces all the Goombas with Buzzy Beetles, so, you can't get them with a Fire Flower. But it's the same game, and I will not be doing that. I will just be beating the game once through for this. And then if I'm able to do it in a reasonable amount of time and not get completely frozen on World 8, I may start Lost Levels today as well, as you can save after each individual level with that one, so I don't have to worry about getting to a certain point, you know, just to be able to save, which is gonna be a struggle with some of these other games for sure. Mario 2 is really gonna be a pain for me. And I know that's like one that, that, you know, everybody kind of has a different opinion on how difficult it is. I remember I had a cousin growing up, and she loved Mario 2 and could just blaze through it. I remember being like 6 or 7 years old, sitting in our family room, and she was like, just cruise through 7-2 like it was nothing, and I couldn't believe it. And now I'm like, oh, maybe I'm just, you know, bad at games because I'm a kid, and no, I'm just bad at games in general. So, we'll see how, you know, I'm able to fare in that, but I just feel like with how different that game is from not just 1 and 3, but from everything in the series, it just makes it really difficult once you've kind of developed muscle memory on how he works in the other games, and you have 4 characters that all control quite differently too. It's just very different. Come on, Jag. There. Yeah, 2, I was just trying to play it on my other copy, like my regular copy of All Stars not long ago, and I was getting stuck in World 3. The digging levels, and I know that Toad's the fastest digger, and that's what I've been trying to use to get through them, and it's still, I just feel like I'm getting pounded by Shy Guys every time. And the bosses in that game are also just especially brutal, and it's not even like you have to hit them 3 times, it's like 5 or 6. I think you have to hit the final boss 6 times, if I'm not mistaken. Jeez. No, I haven't died yet, but certainly have gotten hit more often than I would have liked. I feel like my first death is coming quite soon. Also, because, you know, you don't really get a power-up in 5-1, or at least I don't know where it is in 5-1, so I'm gonna have to get through the next few levels, small likely. There should be a power-up next level, though. Sorry if you saw like a flicker in my room. This light's plugged in to like a, you know, it just needs like the cord to be in like a real specific position for it to stay on. That's all that happened. I'm not dealing with like power flashes or anything. It's actually one of. Oh no! God damn it! That sucks. Yeah, right as you I look back after dying and see that's what you said. Now, Mario 3, I've made it to, I think, the 4th level of World 5 without dying before, was the furthest that I've gone in that one. But no, I'm not one to have a no-death run in any video game, I don't think. Even stuff like Spyro, I'm still messing up plenty in. It's a cool level, though. I always liked how the mushrooms looked in this one. This is the only level in the game that takes on this appearance, so I always thought that was dope. I know, it's crazy, like, just earlier today I was watching some speedrunners. I was like watching a Mario 64 speedrunner, and you know, it's just wild, like 25 minutes into the run, 1 death, and it's just like instantly starting over. On something that's like a long run, you know, and I did not go the right way. I had to go on top. So yeah, this is that castle where you have to go the correct way in order to trigger the next part of it. And I'm sure, you know, since you guys can hear the game audio, you hear the little, the noises that correspond, exactly what to call them. You get like a little ding if you're right, and kind of like a, I don't know, a you're wrong buzzer if you're wrong. But that will get me to, right to Bowser. Fake Bowser. Ah, shit. I just gotta go. So he starts throwing hammers, I think, in World 6, if I'm not mistaken. And he has them for the rest of the game. So that's the halfway point of this one. I don't see myself reaching the halfway point in any other Mario game in 20 minutes or so, so this pace will not be replicated, for sure. Get that star. Make up for the life I lost. Ah, damn. You know, I'm not wasting my time with this. I don't like those bonus ones, and I just get frustrated after I miss it, and it's not worth it. Alright, 5-2. This is my mushroom, I believe, yeah. I'm right about to lose. And then this will take me to an underwater section that gets you through most of the level. Definitely died here a few times though. Also feel like we got either a star or a power. I forget what it is. It's a star. There we go. Then I can stop here. I don't really care about the star. Get these coins, and then of course get this mushroom. And this should be a fire flower. That's what's nice about... Oh, thought I was gonna die there. Whew. About this level is at least you can enter small and relatively easily be able to leave with a fire flower, which is solid for where you're at in this point in the game. So this one you got bullets chasing you the whole time. I think it's RNG in terms of where they end up. I don't feel like I've ever been able to notice a discernible pattern on these, but this one's not too bad overall. As I say that, of course they get hit. Woof! There we go. We'll have to do this one small though. The fire bar guarding the power up in this castle is quite hazardous. I don't feel like it's ever worth it to try to get the mushroom here, as you can see. For some reason it's like tougher in this world than it is in like any other one to get the power up. Obviously in 8-4 you don't have one. And this castle is also very similar to the one that you see in World 2. Just a few more elements thrown in there, as I'm sure y'all can see. Ah, shit, I should have gone then. There we go. and back to the nighttime theme in World 6. Damn. Oh, that's right, it lands on the ground. Forget about that. Ow. Knob. Is it one of these? Yeah. Yeah, I would say in World 8, the second and third levels always trip me up a lot. The second level has a 1-up, like, pretty early on that, you know, you can get to keep regenerating your chances, but I also don't feel like it's a 100% that I nail that 1-up each time. And that's like pretty much the level that dictates like how my World 8's gonna go. 8-1 doesn't really give me too many issues usually, but if I'm able to get through 8-2, you know, first or second try, I usually feel pretty good. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, no. Then I usually feel pretty good about getting to, you know, getting to the end of the game. 8-3 I think is the toughest level in the game. You know, you have to deal with the RNG with the Hammer Bros on several instances there. Of course, if you have a Fire Flower, it makes it easier, and there are power-ups, but I just feel like it's your luck of the draw on that level with how I do. And then the last level, oh, this sucks. God damn it. The last level of the game I also think is tricky, but I don't think it's quite as bad as the two before it. You know, if you know where you're going and, you know, have a good understanding of what the patterns are for the levels, I don't think it's that bad to get through. But with that said, I'm sure that because I said that I'm really gonna have a tough time with World 8. I'm definitely expecting a game over, but hey, if I'm able to clear it without one, that would be a first actually. I've had to get continues on my SNES runs, and it took me a very long time to beat it without a game over on the NES, which I just did for the first time probably around a month ago. And it was on my last life that I beat Bowser on, so it's not as if I did it by a healthy margin. Oof. Yeah, I decided to forego the Fire Flower there. This level in the original NES version actually takes on kind of like a black and white Ash appearance, and it's the only one in the game that does, so I do find it interesting that in the remaster they were like, nah, we're not doing that again. Ah, no! Right at the end of the fucking level. That sucks. At least you get checkpoints, but that's another thing, is in World 8, you do not get checkpoints. So if you're dying at the end of a level, or if like the part that you're stuck at is, I did the same thing again. If the part that you're stuck at is at the end of the level, you know, you're not really getting any mercy. You still have to get through a gauntlet to even get to where you were stuck at. Which, you know, I find to be particularly frustrating in 8.3, because, you know, it's not like you can break those levels up into chunks by, you know, by like mastering one section at a time. Exactly. Consistency. Yeah, thought about it. Didn't have the time there. Sis Bowser does throw Hammer Bros, I'm almost certain. Or throw hammers. Doesn't throw actual brothers. Oh no! Oh! I thought that was gonna be a disaster. I don't know how that didn't kill me. Come on, get up! There we go. Yeah, turn down the game volume a bit more. Alright, yeah, get into the real part here. You know, I thought one of those was a power-up, and that goes to show I don't know this game the way I know, like, Mario 3. Is that, you know, I'm still kind of guessing, like, what pipe is it that I gotta go down and whatnot. There's my window. Shit. So, still get the benefit of the checkpoint here, but... Ooh, was nervous he was gonna get me. Yeah, so this level is, like, shockingly similar to World 2-2. And, you know, there's certainly a few more things going on, but, like, it really doesn't have the scale of difference that you would expect for, you know, the second world and the penultimate world in the game. I do find that sometimes walking on the floor in some of these levels can be a helpful way to avoid them. I certainly do that in 8-4. Oh, that was wrong. You know, at 87 coins, I gotta grab those. You know, trying to outsmart those mofos is never fun. Like, without a doubt, the most irritating enemy in Mario 1, for sure. Mario 3 definitely brings you plenty more to choose from in the, you know, enemies that are just designed to piss the hell out of you. I don't know how I said that, but you get the point. Come on. Oh, fuck. Go! That was pretty fucked up. But now, you know, I got quite a bit of pressure on me. I gotta try to finish this world without getting the game over. You know, I don't want to be... I'm certainly going to get a game over in World 8. But it would be great to avoid one here and at least get there. Yeah, so that's really the only difference between this level and 2-3 is it adds like the flying Koopas. And that's really it. I guess there might be more fish. I don't even know. That level does not really feel any different from its World 2 version. And this is the second of the three castles in the game where you have to pick a correct path in order to move on to the next area, which is why we have the 400-second timer here. I think I go bottom first. Yeah, I think I go bottom, middle, top here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And then you get to this part with the fire bar. Run across, and then you gotta take the, shit. I hope I didn't go too far to... Gotta go middle and then up top here. I hope that was enough. Seems to have been, right? Yeah. Oh! Alright. Come on. Oh, shit. You gotta go. Alright, so there you go. Was able to get through without the game over. Can't be too mad about that. And this is it. So we'll see. See how we're looking today in World 8. I played through this last probably around a week ago. And it was on the SNES. The big difficulty with this level, especially to a novice player, is that you don't really have time. The 300-second timer, you know, your human nature is going to be to kind of take this one enemy at a time, but I think the point of this level is to teach the player that you do have to run to, you know, get through, and I think that was part of, you know, those sections where you have the, you know, the little holes in between. I did just miss a star that would have made this part a little easier, but still not too bad. That's the thing, I feel like this level overall, if you're able to just, you know, stay on a sprint through it, is not the worst, and, you know, I feel like definitely those other World 8 levels are going to get to you. Refill my water. Alright, so this is usually where things go to shit for me. Happens right here in this level. Gotta let the Koopas pass. Did have a decent chance to get rid of him there, but... Oh! Okay. Now, tricky part about this is you do have to, like, keep it on your screen, or at least very close to your screen. Because even if you hit it, if you move too fast or move too far away, or don't catch up, you know, quick enough, then it... Oh, fuck! That sucks. Then it goes away. Just like my mushroom did right there. Because I'm not good at this game. Oh no. I did get the 1-up, so that's nice. And that's really what the Achilles heel with this level and this world can be, is like if you're not getting the 1-up here, whether you're dying before it or just not getting it, you know, that can certainly make things tougher on you for the next two levels, which, you know, certainly are plenty difficult. Yeah, really thought I was gonna die there. That's the thing, you just feel like some of these jumps on the SNES version, damn it. You know, they start so slow and then they pick up their momentum, or they don't, like right there. No checkpoint in the World 8 levels, unfortunately, which is what makes these quite a bit tricky. Once again, at least I got the 1-up in that last one, but this is certainly one that trips me up. It's a difficult level for sure. So a common thing, you know, I can certainly and often do die before getting there, get hit by one of those Koopas, you know, or get hit by one of them at the beginning. Oh, really? Okay. Of course, it would be ideal to not lose this the way I have. I'm overthinking that jump, which is not good. I'm kind of getting the yips. You know, Alex, I know you know you're a Cardinals fan. You remember Rick Ankiel, 2000 NLDS, solid pitcher. Believe rookie of the year runner up, and he comes into a playoff game facing Greg Maddux, and he just forgets how to pitch. I feel like, you know, I have that happen in this game specifically, where there's a part that I feel like I have down, and then you're just like, oh shit, I'm still fucking it up. Like I'm, and you know, it's that kind of game. Now the stakes were certainly a bit higher for Mr. Ankiel, and you know, he ended up putting together a very nice career as an outfielder. After that, there we go. That's what I was looking for. But the yips are real. They're in video games too. Now, I usually try to wait for those Goombas, and I instinctively didn't. Oh no! That is so bad! Oh man, to get hit like that. Okay, well, I still got myself the 1-up each time. I got 5 chances, and you know, here it is. This level is certainly the challenge of the game. The hallmark challenge of the original Super Mario Brothers is right here. Ooh! Wait for him. Come on! There we go. That's quite nice, because you can get this. Okay. There's another power-up, but you can't be stupid here. I've lost it early. I've been stupid a lot. Oh yeah, Alex, everybody knows this one. Oh, what the shit was that? Oh no. Okay. No! I thought I still had it. Oh man. That one hurt. There was some pain to that one, there's no doubt. Although it would have been worse if I had entered the level with the mushroom, which I at least didn't. So it makes me feel a little less bad for shitting the bed there. No! And speaking of yips, that's another thing that I've recently had problems with is, you know, I nailed it the first time, but getting that mushroom on the jump, it's like, is it just worth trying to you know, to do this small? Oh, I'm fucked. This isn't looking good, guys. This is what I expected out of, you know, me struggling with this level. And, you know, unfortunately, damn, you know, now I'm losing it. Bill was right there. Oh no, you jumped down both levels, you jag off. That sucks. Alright. Well, there you go. That's the no continue run is not happening today. That is for sure. But, you know, that's the thing with 8-3 is it's that RNG with the Hammer Brothers, man. It's especially those ones at the end that are just at ground level. You know, if you're able to jump over them, it's nice, and you know you can do that with momentum. But if they decide to jump, it's, you know, it's a bit tougher to make that split-second decision to stay on the ground. So that's why part of me is just like I just go in and I just jump every time, and what happens happens, and that's why you try to get to that part of the level with you know, with some insurance with a mushroom. But you know, this was obviously not made to be easy. And hey, I mean, this is this is going to be just about as easy as it gets in terms of playing through one of these games all the way. Just get a lot more tedious, a lot more things to do from here, you know, maybe with the exception of Mario 3 for me personally, but even then, this game is much shorter than Mario 3, you know. Oh no! Oh man, that sucks. That was brutal. And that's exactly what you don't want to do in this level, is die before you can get the 1-up. You know, then you're only hurting your chances for later on. Oh man. I did the same thing. It's just like I don't learn. I'm down for the Rick Ankiel emotes. I think that would be a solid solid way to tie it all together, especially if once I get to Mario 3 I start fucking that up too. At least I didn't. As I said that, at least I didn't Ankiel that jump right there. That is typically what happens. Okay, now this is a better scenario to be in entering 8-3. But that certainly means that I'll fuck this up. I guess one of the better things about 8-3 is at least you know, it's not like the difficulty is like platforming necessarily, and the danger of falling into holes. And that's not good. This is not good. I just gotta go. Yeah, so that was an interesting way, I think, to screw it up, personally. And then I just tried to run through them there. Did not work. So, here we are. And, you know, what's extra tough about this is 8-4 may not be as hard, but it's just as prevalent of a spot for me to choke in. It's like, I get to 8-4, just, I might as well put on a Mets jersey. It's not good. Come on, come down. Oh, alright. That's what we're talking about here. And that's really what we're talking about here. Alright. Let's go, man. Now dying there, that would have been really bad. Now I'm maybe less willing on the David Freeze emotes, but hey, you know, a hometown hero, a Wildwood, Missouri native. You know, he had the big moment for everybody. Like, the dude was just so crazy clutch that postseason. You know, I may be the biggest Cardinals hater, but that was crazy. And, you know, at this point, with the Cardinals having been mid for a while, I'm like, the hatred has just kind of, you know, been transferred over to Milwaukee, who I'm just done with. So here I like going back up there. I'll let these guys pass. Now, I've never actually made it here with a fire flower, so it would be... I really don't want to shit the bed here. No! And that is what shitting the bed looks like. That is shitting the bed personified. Oh my. Oh my, how did I let that happen? Alright, you just gotta go here. No! So that part's also really tough because you have to both be able to generate enough momentum on your first jump, but also be able to, what was I gonna say? I don't even know, I'm reeling from that choke right there. That was bad. That was bad. Yeah, man, that one hurts. I really thought, you know, I'm like, oh, I got the fire flower. Like, it's GG's, guys. Like, lost levels and move on, and no. And this water part, it's like, the first part of it really is tricky. And I feel like it's something that, like, I've overthought as I've played the game more. I've just been like, damn, like, this shit is maybe a bit harder than I initially, like, gave it credit for. But, you know, gonna have another chance. Oh, are you kidding me? The corner of the fucking hammer? I mean, that's like worthy punishment for choking away the fire flower, honestly. Oh man, that stings. Really looked like I was gonna get it, and now, you know, it's gonna take a miracle. I'm not waiting any longer. I hate when I wait by the pipe, waiting for the guy to come up. I'm just like, come on, let's go. It would have been cool if I was out like 99 coins or something, so that could have given me a 1-up, but not gonna get that fortunate, it looks like. Whew, thought that piranha may have clipped me. Oh, I'm fucked. Oh, man. That sucks. But you know, that's what this game is all about at the end of the day, man. Like, you know, you just gotta go through it. The chokes are inevitable, but I feel like eventually, especially for me, where like the choking is deeply embedded in the blood, you know, there eventually does come a point where it does finally surpass, like the muscle memory finally surpasses the choking nature. Sports don't work like that, like the Mets, for example, but I still, you know, it's tough. You feel it. Oh, jeez. Random crap playing on my phone. So that time, you know, he had just dropped one, so I felt like that was a more safe time to go in for the Lakitu stop. I appreciate the encouragement. At least I got the one up there. That was tough. Might as well grab these 4 coins with how things are going. That was scary. It does always feel like, you know, the difference between, you know, getting the Koopa's hitbox and being able to stomp on them is very minuscule, and it does really feel like you're just rolling the dice with it. Which, I mean, you kind of are. Oh no! Oh my god, I'm such a knob. God damn it. Nope, don't do it. Nope. And it's like a lot of times you're in midair and you don't know if your jump's enough or not. That is, you know, the flaw with this port of the game specifically. You know, the lengthy jumps just do not quite feel as good, but it's not. I feel like in a lot of ways prefer playing this to the NES version. Fuck! Why would I do that? I know I'm supposed to wait. It's just like, you know, you not learning. It's unreal. It's like I identify what I need to do to beat the level, and then I just completely ignore that. Yeah, I am recording it. So I will upload whatever I got to the YouTube channel at some point. Uh-oh. That was stupid. Luna's not watching. She is in the bedroom. The door has been open for her to come in and watch at any time, though. But she has not joined the party. Oh, you dick! Why would you go down at the last moment? Ugh. Have not gotten good RNG with those first two hammer bros, and it's certainly a big part of getting through the level. Okay, I'm just gonna wait till he goes back up. Nope, they're both down. No, come on, bro. Don't be doing this. Go up. Really? Oh my god. Unbelievable. Come on. This is killing me. Yeah, I feel like now I just gotta... Yeah, you're not going down too. That's... Oh no, that's not what I wanted. And that's unfortunately how I'm going to get through the level most of the time. Man, it's like, really thinking about it, this world is, or this level is pretty unforgiving, you know, even for, it's not perfect run or champion's road, but, I mean, in Mario 3, you got 1-up, power-up throughout, you know, the Bowser's Castle. You're given no such, you know, no such mercy in this one. Ooh, that one almost got me. Oh, come on, I stepped on the fucker's head! I thought that was gonna be enough. I mean, I feel like we're entering a point where I'm just gonna need to get a fire flower and not shit the bed, like I did the first time I had a fire flower. Now, this is also not abnormal for my runs of the game, I will say. I have gotten stuck here pretty much every time I've tried to beat the game. But it has still happened, so that's why, you know, trying to grind through and find the one. But who knows? Fuck. Bad way for it to end. Alright, third go around for World 8. Here we go. That's how it goes. Oh my god, why did I do that? Okay, it's not gonna be this time. We have confirmed already, if I'm gonna die on 8-1, that this ain't gonna be it. That's rough, man. I mean, to lose the fire flower in the manner that I did, too, I think is what is specifically bothering me. I mean, we're talking about a fire bar. Like, I just swam directly into a fire bar. It's not even like the blooper got me. Like, true grade A bed shittery right there. I mean, nobody's gonna argue with that. You can't. That was a masterclass in pooping the bed. Not particularly what I'm going through, what I'm going for. It is what I'm going through, but it's not what I'm going for. Alright, 8-2. We're back. Oh. That was a close call. There's no doubt about it. Fuck me, dude. Oh, it's still there. It's still there. Just go. I did not think it was gonna bounce back. I thought that thing was gone. Now see, that's what I'm talking about. If you wait for the Goombas, you know, that doesn't become really an obstacle anymore. Whereas if you don't, you're very likely to run into them just on your sheer momentum. Oh, and I had a clean chance to get him too. Oh no. Oh shit. I don't know how I survived that. Yeah, you know, sometimes you gotta forego what you want, which obviously would have been fuck you. Would have been items at both of those spots, but, you know, just felt like I had to kind of go for it there. That's tough. That move usually doesn't work. It was kind of you know, attempting and expecting to die there. Oh no! No, 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 no! What the fuck was that? Oh my god, that was horrible! What? That was such bad RNG. I just need to die after that. Oh my god. What in the fuck was that? That's the thing with this level, it's like you already got enough, and then you can really get some grade A bullshit, you know, thrown on your plate. And that was a perfect example of what that looks like. Like, he is not supposed to be leaping over. Anyway, that ain't supposed to happen. Okay, now this is really the moment of truth, obviously. That is what I was looking for. Okay. So we are back to where we were. Seem being very cautious with shooting these. Keeping my distance. Getting them from as far away as I possibly can. You know what, I want to get this guy too. I'm going to get you. And I'm going to get you. Oh boy. Ah, his palms are sweaty. No, I did it again! Oh my god, no! Oh. I need to give up, guys. Like, this is... this is so bad. How did I let that happen? Oh, man. Just a choke extraordinaire. That was, like, probably worse than how I lost it the first time. I mean, earlier in the level, on something that like I was just fucking around. Like that was really bad. I really don't know. That's just tough. And it wouldn't be tough if I was not dog shit and had the fire flower. But still, it's like I'm in a spot where, like, when I beat this on the SNES, I did not have the fire flower, and I feel like I was, like, just trying to run past him there, but apparently, whatever my method is not the one. Oh, that was just so unlucky. Oh my god. Oh man. I'm gonna probably keep on going with this for maybe another like 45 minutes or hour or so. And I really hope that that is enough time to finally do this. But geez, pretty atrocious stuff here, especially after getting the fire flower, and I'm right about to have to go all the way back to 8-2 or 8-1. Get up! Let's go! Oh yeah, on the last life. Alright, that's 1/15 of the way through all this. Oh man. It ain't gonna get any easier than that either for the most part, so that's something. There you go. Whew. Oh man. Alright, well that is Super Mario Brothers, the first one, 100% through. And you know, I'll go for a bit longer. I think we'll try to get a little bit more of, a little bit of lost levels done, I would say. Does that not show up in the Twitch category? No love for lost levels? No, I see. There we go. Alright, we'll start this. I was playing around with this a little bit as well before getting started today. Yeah, we'll look to get through the first world or so. Yeah, this game is fucking brutal. There's no way around it. This was a real Super Mario Brothers 2, as it was released in Japan, and if you view it as kind of a continuation of the first 32 levels of the first Mario game, it makes sense, and it's really as if the difficulty picked up from there. The All-Stars version is significantly more forgiving for a couple reasons. The obvious one is that you can save after every level, so you only have to master one level at a time, which is certainly how I was able to beat this game. But at the same time, the real reason why the SNES version is so much more forgiving and why it's even remotely accessible to a Western audience is because they removed the requirement that you had to beat Worlds 1 through 8, I believe 8 times, or maybe Worlds 1 through 9, my bad, Worlds 1 through 9, 8 times just in order to access the much harder Worlds A through D. That's just complete masochism. I don't know how that's an enjoyable experience for anybody, but with the way that the game is arranged on All Stars, where you just play through the game once, there's none of that having to go through things again and again. It is fun for what it is, which is, a novelty game a little bit, very difficult, but yeah, really teaches you, how to be a good platformer, I think, and certainly a big part of what introduced to the Kaizo subculture that we see in ROM hacks and in Mario Maker and whatnot. So we'll get this started. This is the Lost Levels on the SNES. I'm sure you noticed I'm playing with Luigi on this one. Come on, get up. And that is because Luigi, he has a bit more trouble starting and stopping than Mario might, but his jump height and length is noticeably longer, and I do feel like in a game like this where, that is pretty brutal, but in a game like this, that's something that really helps out. You have a lot of very long, tough jumps that you have to make, and I feel like they have to be made even more precise when you're playing as Mario than they do when you're just playing as Luigi. And it's also cool that, this game didn't really contribute a whole lot to like the Mario Pantheon, but it did give Luigi his first unique skill set for the first time, and that I do think is cool because that is something that we've seen kind of continue throughout the series, is that Luigi does control a bit differently than Mario. And that adds a bit more personality to the game, I feel like. I enjoy that in this remake they're also not just palette swaps of another, which is actually really the lone change that they made for the Super Mario World between this and its standalone release, is that Luigi does have, his own graphic. He's not just a straight palette swap of Mario as he is in the original standalone release of Mario World. So as you can see, for the second level of the game, this is quite a bit harder than what somebody would expect to encounter at this point in a game, which is why I really do think they made the right move in not releasing this to the American audience as, Super Mario Bros. 2. Feel like with how beloved the first game was, this would have removed a lot of those positive memories for people and just made it a frustrating family experience, which I'm sure it still was upon its release in 1993. I for one recall, sitting in the living room and watching my dad play through this game, struggling to clear each level, but eventually getting through A through D even, and I think that is the cool thing about this game, is it does feel immensely rewarding when you are finally able to get through this stuff. And I think specifically having this game exist in the way that it does on the SNES is really nice and does enhance the series. Even if this game is viewed as kind of the black sheep of the 2D Mario games, and even by some overall as all Super Mario games, kind of the worst one of the bunch. I'm sure, if you look at the 15 games that I'm streaming as part of the series, I feel like a lot of people would probably point to this title as being the worst of them. I'm not sure if I agree, because the Mario 2 that Americans got, I'm also not really a fan of, and for me it's like the insane difficulty of this game that you especially encounter later on is kind of offset by the fact that it's still classic Mario. Like, I'm not really getting introduced to anything too radically different, and it plays the same. And you know, for what the first Mario brings you, I feel like that was a really good thing to, you know, to have that kind of expansion of the game. That, and I feel like explaining it to a modern gamer that might make more sense is that, you know, the lost levels can be viewed in some ways as like this DLC expansion of the original Super Mario game. But oh no, that is some horseshit. Not gonna lie, and I'm dead. I do think you get checkpoints through. Oh, just ran off the edge there. I do believe you get checkpoints through most of the levels here. I think it starts in World 7, if I'm not mistaken, where your checkpoints cease, and you just have to get through the whole level, and I believe that persists as you get into the A through D worlds as well. Yeah, lots of infamous levels in this game, but I think another reason why the SNES version of this stands out to me quite a bit, and why I think that, like, the discourse around this game should more so explicitly separate, you know, the Famicom edition of this game that was released originally, and you know, what we've been able to play for years on the SNES. I mean, just adding visually to it too, you'll see later on in this game, I mean, they did a great job with freshening up the first Mario game, but really add in some cool visuals later on in this game, like levels that are entirely taking place in the sky, and really fit the overall look that All Stars brings. I think just adds quite a bit to the charm of it. You know, this is a hard enough game as it is, so having, you know, kind of those little things along the way that, you know, you feel like make it a bit better, which for me is even like the sparkles in the back, kind of representing shining stars in the night levels in both this and in Mario 1, I think are really nice touches that they added to the game, and it's cool that so much was updated for, you know, a game that really wasn't that old at the time. But, you know, the technology, I feel like it advanced far enough to where this was possible, and it's, I feel like, become a real hallmark of the Super Mario series for sure. We're going to see a lot more of these later, especially, oh, narrowly avoided that, especially once we get the wind involved. Oh boy. So as I was mentioning, you know, the first game, as we saw, just, you know, 8 worlds, 4 levels each. This game does follow kind of the same template, and just clearing the game, like if you do beat the 8 worlds of this game, like that is beating it. But then of course you have 5 additional worlds after that. And what's really interesting is that World 9, what immediately follows World 8, is probably the easiest world in the game. It's I believe was nicknamed Fantasy World, and once I get there, you know, you'll certainly see it doesn't look like any other Mario levels that are on All Stars. You know, it certainly looks like something out of a dream, where you have the fortress and the flagpole both underwater. You know, you have Bowser in an outdoor level that also has the castle music. Just a lot of those kind of weird things that you have going on. You know, you see a bit more in this game. How am I supposed to do this again? Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't know if I just had to kind of like run across, which may have been possible. I don't know. You have to ask, you know, one of those speedrunners. No, you know, I'm no Cosmic or Darby in here, that's for sure. It sucks to get hurt there. Alright, now 2-3. Kind of similar to the 2-3 in the first Mario game, except this one is at night, and of course a bit more difficult, as we see. Oh, Jesus. Ah! There we go. I also think that you get a, in this game, they do give you one of those pick'em castles pretty early on. I think it's the next one, actually, that have to do that in. Oh, the hidden power-up, and it's gonna kill me. Oh! Maybe not. That was dope. Totally did not think I was gonna survive that, or be able to survive that while kneeling, but I got hit there, so it doesn't matter. And that is what this game does to you. It's stressful, it's hard, it's only World 2. Alright, let's get up. There we go. Alright, I'll play until I get a game over. I feel like that's kind of a decent thing to do with how things are going now. I'm at 3-1. I would also say, like, you know, I have played through this game. It's not one that I'd say I know particularly well. Like, I don't have any real, muscle memory affiliated with these levels. You know, I've beaten them, but that's kind of the extent of it. I don't, as most people, you know, would probably agree, I don't play this game for leisure. It's just a bit too, oh my god, it's just a bit too stressful, kind of a tough one to, you know, convince my wife to play as well. This game's just really hard. But hey, it's still 2D Super Mario. Like, you can't go wrong. You just can't. Whew. Now, as I said, you know, I'm gonna try to, I'm one life away from a game over. It looks like I'll get to beat this level, but yeah, SNES version of this game, very kind. Game overs really don't mean anything unless you have a checkpoint set in the level, and once you get late enough in the game, you don't even have that, so you're just able to go back to the level that you were stuck on, so not really a bad setup there. Save and continue. Oh, totally thought that was gonna get me. This will. I am not a... Or maybe I am escaping it. Look at that. Shit. What is it? No. 54. I'll give this one another go. Why not? I'm at the very least gonna stop before this castle because I think that that's a pick'em route, and I gotta write down like what way to go and all of that because I don't know. I don't know the proper way. Where are they going without ever knowing the way? Oh no, that's not good. At least go checkpoint. It's like, it's shit like that that's like you see where like the foundation of Kaizo, you know, hacks came from. It's, you know, they make sure that like the enemy or the invisible coin block is going to be precisely located where they know you're gonna jump, or they know that, you know, you're coming to the end of a big glide. In that case, geez. That's another thing. I gotta look up, you know, the castle for this world, and that's gonna be a recurring theme for a lot of these games. I'm gonna have to like look things up, you know, beforehand. I got a slow start to that. Yeah, jeez. Looks like I might be getting my game over here. I do think that'll be it if that's the case, but we'll have this stream uploaded onto the Rubber Match YouTube channel. Also, make sure to follow the rubbermatch.blog for a lot of sports, gaming content. Got plenty of it coming up. There's new content every day on there and has been for around a month now. So if those are the things you're into, I know we got baseball playoffs starting soon. As soon as in tomorrow, I'll have plenty of that there. I should have my predictions for the postseason up on there at some point, you know, before you get first pitch between Detroit and Cleveland tomorrow morning for me out on the West Coast. But there we go. How about that? So, you know, I'll give myself a game over, you know, at least try to play this level, but not bad to you know, be at 3-4, I guess, for where we're at. It's like, I think that this is, yeah, I can tell from the start that this is some bullshit. And like, I am pretty sure that this is, you gotta go bottom here. Oh god, I have no clue. I know it starts with bottom here. We're gonna look this up really quick. I got one person watching me, so I don't think I don't think I'm interrupting too much. um. Oh shit! All that I woke up all that just for that to happen. That sucks. All right, well, that's gonna be it for today. I think I've been on for just under 2 hours. That's another thing. I don't want to set that. I'm not gonna be somebody that's gonna be streaming for 6 to 7 hours at a time. I'm a writer. That's continuing. That will continue to be what my main focus will be. But I just think that this is something fun to do and to tie in with some of the video game content that I write about on there. So I wouldn't expect any streams of mine to be going 6 to 7 hours like some people do. Maybe in a special circumstance it might be different, but I think that's all I'm going to have for now. Looks like we got to World 3, Level 4 of the Lost Levels, the second of 15 games I will play through on the series, and I'll be back to stream some more Thursday. I don't have a time yet on Thursday, but I will pop it up on my schedule once I do. After we get some good playoff baseball win, I will continue my quest here with the Lost Levels, looking to get through that and then move on to the very agonizing Super Mario Brothers 2, which I anticipate is going to take me quite a bit of time to get through. Not looking forward to that, but that's part of doing all this. We're going to try to get through it. But thank you so much for watching. I will pop the Rubber Match blog link in the chat for those that are interested in any more of my content, but check that out, and yeah, have a great night. We're going to see you in a couple days for some more Super Mario.